welcome to NBA Recap Week 5. To start off the week, the Raptors beat the Pistons, the Hornets got a win over the Magic, the Celtics beat the Thunder, the Heat barely beat the Suns in a nail-biter, the Clippers beat the Rockets as expected, the Hawks once again beat the Bucks, and the Warriors got a much-needed win against the Spurs. The Pels without Zion beat the Memphis Grizzlies, the Mavs barely beat the Clippers, the Knicks beat the Jazz, the Trailblazers beat the Spurs like they should, and the Kings keep their hot streak going as they kill the Nets, who at this point were still out Irving. The Timberwolves start to figure it out as they beat the Magic. The Celtics beat the Hawks, the Raptors beat the Heat, as Anunoby puts up 32 points by himself. The Bucks beat the Cavs, the Pels beat the Bulls, Rockets beat the Mavs somehow in a Texas showdown. The Suns beat the Warriors as the Warriors go winless on the road still, and the Knicks barely beat the Nuggets as Jokic and Gordon are out both due to an illness. The Nets beat the Trailblazers in a close game. The Kings beat the Spurs while the Clippers smoke the Pistons. The Mavs blow out the Nuggets on Friday, who are now out Murray in addition to Jokic and Gordon due to COVID. Though, the Nuggets come back to the Mavs and beat them by a point in their second meeting, under the same circumstances. The Wizards beat the Heat, who are out Jimmy Buckets. The Cavs beat the Hornets easily. In a huge showdown, the 76ers beat the Bucks, which is followed by some controversy for Giannis, as he does poorly out of the free-throw line during that game. And then practices on their court after the game is over and knocks over a worker's ladder who was in the way, very aggressively. Now, I just want to say Giannis was definitely in the wrong here, but I do think people are taking it overboard by saying it diminishes how good of a person he is. One emotional breakdown does not destroy everything you stand for, and it isn't an end-all be-all situation. But yeah, he was in the wrong regardless of his emotions. Anyway, the Magic beat the Bulls in a close one. And honestly, you got to give props to this Magic team. They've been in some hard teams this year. The Grizzlies beat the Thunder, but lose Ja Morant for a couple weeks as he gets hurt during play. The Boston Celtics continue their winning streak and beat the Pelicans. The Jazz beat the Suns by a point. The Warriors win at home against the Knicks. And the Lakers, who are still without LeBron, beat the Pistons. The Hawks beat the Raptors. The Timberwolves have really fixed the chemistry up and beat the 76ers as they accelerate through the standings. The Jazz beat the Portland Trailblazers in a fight for the top seed in the West. And the Clippers beat the Spurs. Finally, the Suns beat the Knicks, the Wizards beat the Hornets, the Kings continue their hot streak and beat the Pistons and actually look like one of the scariest teams at the moment right now. The Nets beat the Grizzlies as Kyrie returns, the Cavs beat the Heat, the Warriors finally won one on the road against the Rockets, and the Lakers beat the Spurs. Now to go over the standings. The Rockets have only won 3 out of 17 games and sit at the 15th seed in the West. Still, the Spurs take the 14th seed with a 6-12 record. Lakers have the 13th seed with a 5-10 record, a bit of an increase since last week. The Thunder have the 12th seed at a 7-9 record. The Warriors somehow have the 11th seed at an 8-9 record. Minnesota is climbing, and they have the 10th seed at an 8-8 record, being the only 50% win team in the West. Dallas has a seed number 9, while Pels have seed 8, both with a 9-7 record. Clippers have seed 7, and the Grizzlies have seed 6, both with a 10-7 record. The Kings have really proven themselves for once and have a 9-6 record and sit at the 5th seed. Nuggets have seed 4, Blazers have seed 3, and the Suns have seed 2, all with a 10-6 record. While the Jazz have the number 1 seed again with a 12-6 record. Again, who would have thought this team would not be tanking, let alone the number 1 seed in the West? Meanwhile, in the East, the Pistons have the worst record at 3-15 in the entire league, sitting at, of course, the 15th seed in the East. Hornets and the Magic take the 14th and 13th seed respectively, while Chicago unfortunately sits at seed 12 with a 6-10 record, and Miami sits at seed 11 with a 7-10 record. The Knicks sit at seed 10 with an 8-6 record, Nets sit at seed 9 with an 8-9 record, 76ers sit at seed 8 with an 8-8 record, the Raptors sit at seed 7 with a 9-8 record, the Wizards surprisingly sit at seed 6 with a 10-7 record, and even more surprisingly, the Pacers sit at a 9-6 record at the 5th seed. The Cavs sit at seed 4, while the Hawks sit at seed 3, both with a 10-6 records. 2 teams to look out for come playoff time. While the Bucks sit at seed 2, now with an 11-4 record, while Boston, being the best team in the league at the moment, sit at the top seed in the East with an outstanding 13-3 record. They are looking scarier than even what everyone thought they would be. Anyway, guys, that was week 4 for the NBA. If you enjoyed this recap, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Much love.